To make a long review short, if you haven't played Unity yet, just forget that tat and go straight to Syndicate. It tightens up a lot of loose bolts and brings a handful of new tricks to the show that makes it more fun and less meticulous. The characters are more likeable and interesting, and the game doesn't take itself so seriously. Like most Assassin's Creed games, it's a slow, boring start that leaves your hopes out in the cold. There's no fun to be had until you admit yourself into the first few campaign episodes. My first instinct playing Jacob was to explore London and wear the hood.
What else does London have to offer?
Precisely as Evie caught up to me and said,
"Now is not the time for tourism, Jacob."
"Sigh," she wrote. Once you're about 10% through though, Syndicate opens up and starts to get a boogie on.
Shall we?
In Syndicate, you can switch between assassins Jacob and Evie, twins who are funny and likable.
I can see it now. We'll call ourselves the Rooks.
You were never good at chess either.
Jacob wants to stroke his ego and start a gang to pry the streets of London back from the Templars, while Evie wants to unravel the mysteries of a powerful and mysterious artifact.
This is where the Piece of Eden will be located.
I really like both twins. Jacob wants glory, Evie wants the unknown, but both of them want adventure and happy fun times. It's a great duo, and building a brawler next to a prowler makes a lot of sense.
I see what you're saying, Evie. We need the Rooks.
You are not starting a gang called the Rooks.
The music in Syndicate ranges from gentle and elegant to kinda pretty. Soaring high over the roofs of 1868 London, my ears were dipped in a short but angelic piece carried by the creamy pipes of a female opera singer. In combat, playful violins and violas are anything but intrusive. They make your brawl feel like the painting of a picture. Let's be real here, Syndicate is the same Assassin's Creed experience we've all played many times, but your new grappling hook makes zipping around London kind of fun. You need to try this to really appreciate how much of an edge it gives you when infiltrating a fortress, for example. You can dangle above a Cockney wanker for the perfect aerial kill in almost any situation, and it makes collecting useless tat around the city even more fun and satisfying. However, a targeting mode would have been nice. Pointing your camera at a nearby edge very often doesn't yield a grapple symbol as you would expect. Absconding with a loaded horse and cart and ramming your pursuers into oblivion can be a blast. The carriage handles worse than a Russian station wagon. You'd better put reversing out of your mind and expect to get pissed off on occasion. But when you've left a trail of cripples and you're galloping off with a stage full of coin and crafting goods, you'll be laughing all the way to your hideout on the train tracks. The game detaches from reality perhaps more than any Assassin's Creed before it. Rampage through a market of blighters with a horse and cart, sweep everything off the road including old ladies and urchins, and you'll still walk away an anonymous assassin. It's ridiculous, but it's all good fun, and that's what games should be about. I've always loved finding all the chests and collectibles in Assassin's Creed. It's a terrific way to run your stumps through the world while gaining resources and currency. In addition to chests, there are now vintage beers and pressed flowers to collect. None of it has any use, of course, but the vintage beer taste test reports are bloody hilarious. Lockpicking no longer requires a timing puzzle like it did in Unity. I can't say I miss it, although it was satisfying to rattle the pins of a vintage chest to reap the sexiness inside. Automatic body looting is a very nice perk, and you can unlock it at a very low level. Slay a reprobate and cha-ching, loot. No complaints there. Combat feels more refined and predictable. Dodging bullets or quick shooting the douchebag targeting you is now actually doable, if not too easy. However, combat stance sometimes doesn't activate, even when a guard has a pistol in your face. It's annoying. It makes injuries the fault of the game and not yours. Pressing counter when the counter indicator appears sometimes does nothing either. It was a frequent pain in the balls I got playing Unity, and it's amazing to think such a flaw still exists. The frame rate on the console versions could be higher. The game feels a tad sluggish. I think the detail and geometry everywhere is just a bit much. I can only take it in if I stand still and gawk anyway, and I'd prefer the smoothness and responsiveness of an extra 10 frames per second. Ubisoft clearly prioritises graphics over performance, and I've never really agreed with this. Overall, I'm having a much better time playing Syndicate than I did playing Unity. Unity felt disjointed and tedious. Syndicate has more character, intrigue, and good old-fashioned fun. Oh, the glitches are still there, make no mistake, and the game doesn't offer that much in terms of new experiences. But if you're willing to crawl through the first few boring hours, I think Syndicate is an Assassin's Creed worth the buy.
Yes. Let's. Onward to London.